Now we're good to go. Unfortunately, you have found your way back to Lazarium. I'm Omega Party, playing Casper Zerkov. We have Feed Moons over there, playing Stephen Oakenwood. Toe Knock down in the corner, trying to hide. Damien Krieger, who changes his name every week. We don't understand, just bear with us, and I'm sure it's something to do with his character if we bother to learn about him. And Prince Wanderer down below as Randall Wilder. As a quick recap, what happened last time? If you don't want to watch the hours long of YouTube videos, I don't blame you. Feed Moon, can you kick us off? Or remind us at least.
I was real tempted to go no, but alright. So last time we picked things back up in Wolf's Watch. I I think I'm trying to remember how the last session started. I believe it was we all had a little bit of downtime. We all went and did a few different things, finished up our stuff in Wolf's Watch, with an exception, a single exception. Everything else went swimmingly, but one person decided to screw it. Randall, our dear ranger friend, decided to take a walk into the most dangerous place in all of Greenmarch, the alligator-filled swamplands to the east, and got attacked promptly, got knocked down after 2 hits, and very nearly lost his life. Only by pure chance did he manage to get pulled away in time and rush back to the town so that he could be saved, and was only saved really because of the divine intervention of
Brother Sven.
Brother Sven. Yeah, I was trying to think of the god that would have done it, but
Latarin.
it was a Laterna. I was thinking Lythander. I was like, no, that's normal
No,
5e.
I don't follow Latarin either. I'm more of a Ruana kind of guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
I don't recognise his
after
authority.
after that, he was promptly saved, and he became some type of zealot. And now every time he speaks, he opens his mouth, and all you hear is Latharin's light will guide you. Just your brain shuts off after a while.
Oh lordy.
He's actually been walking around with a pamphlet asking everyone if they want to join. There's a website that's .org, and he's just trying to get as many people on board as possible. He's trying to fill his quota for the month.
You told me it was a .biz.
After
using
that,
MySpace.
You just did it for the tax breaks.
We left Wolf's Watch towards the end of the session and started leaving on the road north with the army, or part of the army that's marching north towards Long Sleep Pass, where they are going to engage a Wiling army coming from the north. And on the way, we came across a camp of elven warriors on horseback, which had apparently answered the calls from one Casper, who had sent a letter to the Lord Philavandrel of Whitewater.
Sir Casper, to you, meatbag.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Champion of Whiterun.
And we ended the session with the group gathering the elven warriors and continuing to follow the army north, where we're planning to maybe get involved in the battle. It's really up in the air. That's where we left it off.
Right.
That is where you left it off.
Yes, thank you. Ben. Well, Beta, as I should probably say, are you ready?
I mean, you can call me Ben. I don't really care.
Don't want to make you public.
Yeah. Already is. I'm pretty sure I've introduced myself as Ben every single time we've streamed. So.
Hi guys, I'm Ben.
Just take your glasses off and you're a different person.
Oh, it's Superman effect.
Superman, yeah.
Still put glasses on and just really confuse people.
Right. Yeah. So you guys, with your religious zealot in tow, you have started making your way north with the army towards Longsleep Pass. Now, let's just have a quick estimate. It's gonna take you about 4 days to get there. I mean, you're traveling with an army. There's not much that's going to happen that you guys would have to deal with or anything like that. So the question is there anything you guys would like to do on the journey before you get in the 4 days? Bear in mind, 4 days, so if you need to heal up, you can do. Obviously, back, you're at half health, I believe, so you will need to heal up. So take 4 times your constitution and healing. If anyone else needs to heal up, obviously 4 times your constitution. You can do.
Can we slap on some poultices for some extra effects?
Sure, why not? I'm feeling generous. 1 a day,
Brilliant.
so maximum of 4 of them.
I think 1 or 2 will bring me up. Does anyone else want a poultice?
No, keep it to yourself, mate.
Keep your medicines to yourself. All right. Yeah. Is there anything anyone would like to do in the 4 days of travel?
I'll just trade off, guys.
Yeah.
We'll probably use the downtime as originally intended of what got me into the last escapade, using these said herbs and newfound items to make some potions. I don't think I succeeded in gathering the more rare supplies to make the strong potions or poisons for any utility. So I think we're just going to whip up some good old healing potions for the MVPs, the main party members.
Yeah. I mean, you had the extra stuff that you could make some random potions, but you wouldn't know necessarily what you're making. So you've got some random ingredients that you could make something, but you wouldn't necessarily know what the effect would be.
You've made WD-40. It's a highly effective lubricator.
I think I will stick with a bit of the standard stuff. And I just want to help supplement the main party. We're just going to whip up some good old healing potions for the boys and girls and whoever else we have.
Okay. So roll me a is it herbalist or alchemist check we make you do?
Herbalist is healing, alchemist is like poisons, I think, from memory. Can't remember which way around we do it.
Do it.
No.
Anytime today. Oh, not good. Yeah, in your new state of mind, and being still a little bit screwed up, like shock-wise, yeah, you bungle a lot of your like recipe making. You probably end up with one very weak healing potion. That's gonna be doing 1d4 flat healing. But yeah, you kind of like you get distracted preaching to someone nearby when you're trying to cook some of the herbs over the fire, and you boil it for way too long and it ruins the potion, and obviously you're too deep in your preach that you forget to take the herbs off the fire. So
I'm too busy going door to door to the tents going, "Hi, have you heard about our Lord and Saviour Lazarium? Can I have a moment of your time?"
yeah.
Oh god, instead of following the recipe, he's making these things by faith.
Letting Lataran guide his hand.
Yeah, instead of actually trying to use fire to boil it all together, I'm just waiting for Lataran's light to cook it. It just turns out it's a raw porridge.
Randall, that's not aloe vera, that's citric acid. What are you playing at?
Yeah, that was my downtime intended. So hopefully someone else can pull something more useful out.
All right. Anyone else? What are you doing? OJ, you said you were training up people. Cass was training people up. Who are you training?
Just our usual gang of miscreants. I mean, we've got a few guys healing, haven't we? So they'll be excluded. But the rest of the gang try and get Rachel a bit more confident fighting. Get Jimmy the werewolf.
I don't know if that'll be possible in 4 days.
No, but I mean, so
We could do a Mulan montage.
I'm sure we could get some bonuses doing a montage.
Oh, it depends. Are you willing to describe said montage?
I will sing "When Will My Reflection Show Who I Am Inside." No.
Different kind of montage, but okay.
That was the wrong montage song.
No. Yeah. No. I just want Rachel so she can she knows how. If she gets put in a situation where she has to, a self-defense situation, she doesn't panic as much.
Yep.
See how Jimmy's getting on with his big axe we just brought him.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. It's very different to his woodcutting axe that is kind of used to swinging around. The weight's a bit different, but the principle's still the same. So with a little bit of guidance, like Bors is there. I mean, Bors is a axe master. He can easily help out. So yeah, he is there to give guidance in that regard. So you can oversee the training, and you start giving Rachel some self-defense lessons.
And the guys that are training, I'll be pitting them against the cousins, and I'll be fighting with the cousins in the dirtiest way possible, warning them that this is how the wild men fight. They will not play fair. I'm throwing dirt in their eyes, just kind of where they're used to fighting against soldiers that might kind of fake formations and all that. We're going in wild, ripping shields out the way, big meaty hands in the face, slapping them around, trying to gouge their eyes out rather than stabbing them.
Yeah, okay. It's very good training, and it really does get them used to the sort of fighting style. To kind of really get into it and maybe give just as good as they get. That is Jimmy Three Fingers, who he grew up on the streets. He's used to dirty fighting.
He's ready.
There's a couple of times where you rip the shield away and he's like hand. He just grabs your nutsack and squeezes. He's that sort of guy. He's not afraid to get his hands in the places where it
Hell
hurts.
yeah.
And Bors, he's a dwarf. He's a veteran fighter. He knows that, you know what, sometimes you got to do the dirty stuff. And one time, you've got him in a headlock and he just bites down your arm and pours blood. He's not afraid to give it back. Whereas Keith and Jimmy the werewolf, they have to get into it a little bit. They're not used to fighting dirty. They're good guys.
This is all examples for Rachel what to do when she needs to get out.
Yeah.
No, that's happy days, and clearly any of the army that are watching and want to join in, they're welcome as well. Unnamed soldier number 72 and 56.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you purely with the line inventory?
Yeah, I'm a ground man.
Yeah, some of these.
What kind of division do we have? Do we have a third of archers, line infantry, cavalry? What's the split?
Right now, you're mainly with the levies. So you're with the untrained troops. They've had a little bit of training. Sorry, Sir Steve. They've had a little bit of training. And now they're getting a little bit of induction into the Wildlander way from Casper.
The scumbag way.
They're a bit confused why a guy who introduced himself as a knight is teaching them how to fight dirty.
If we move to a neighbourhood, house prices plummet.
So they're getting a good induction into fighting. You've kind of got two different training bits going on. You've got Sir Steve teaching the regimented like shield wall, how to do spear formations and all that sort of shit. And then Casper's there just ripping shields out the way, kicking people in the nuts, eye gouging people. And...
But they work hand in hand because they're training to be an effective fighting force, and then I'm testing it with the tactics they're going to be getting hit with.
Yeah.
It's a realistic combat simulator.
It is.
And they're
it's
all
working.
going to die.
You what? I would like a D20 plus, which I know both of your, the number that's in the middle of your charisma and strength score. It's a combination of your strength, athleticism, and your charisma. So if one's a +2, one's a +4, obviously add a 3 to the roll. Making this like a leadership check thing and training check. I don't know how to do this shit, alright?
You want an average between strength and charisma?
Yes, that's what I want.
I don't think...
15, please.
Do we round up or round down?
Round up, I'm feeling... As from Sir Steve as well, please.
Yeah, Casper's very not talkative, and he's just beating people up at this point.
Fuck's
A lot of
sake.
people are asking if they can move to Sir Steve's training instead.
Yeah, they're your training is effective, but the guys don't like you because of it. Like it's one of those like, okay, we don't really want to follow this guy, but it's like the stuff that you're teaching is helpful.
It's like Angron has decided to come train the guys.
Like you're
So
not
what?
winning any followers here, Casper. All right.
So it's the average between the two. So mine add up to 6, so then it would be 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then, do I get a +1 because I have the leadership subskill?
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah.
Good man.
Yes. Using sub skills. I like it.
They don't like us.
I mean, so Steve, the thing you're finding hardest is you're training peasants.
You're
And
disgust for them.
as much as you can drill and drill and drill, like they're just like they're here for a quick bit of pay, and because you know their obligations to their lord demands it. Most of them are absolutely shitting a brick. Like they've never been in war before. They don't know like how bad it's gonna be. They're hearing horror stories all the time. Like a lot of them are just so nervous that they can't take most of it in. And again, your training's not ineffective, but you're not winning any followers with the levies. They're not going to be looking to you for inspiration necessarily on the battlefield, and they won't be getting any bonuses if you are leading their group.
You can threaten to send them over to my training.
That makes sense
Can I-
anyway.
Can I throw J-Ron in the mix as he's a man of the people,
He's helping
and he's
me.
going to see the leadership skills are not as effective, and he's going to speak from the heart to the people, and he's going to try to take over the leaderships.
J-Ron's with my...
He's a charismatic man.
What is it? What is J-Ron trying to do?
He's going to try to bolster Ollie's role a little bit, try to save Ollie's, try and save Casper's side of things.
I took
Noticing
him
that he's failing and he's trying to help him, yeah.
with his travelling
So he's trying to
background.
get people
Yeah.
to try
I mean,
to understand the importance of what he's teaching him.
He can roll a charisma check. However, Casper did roll a nat 1.
I know, but
J-Ron's...
yeah.
He's like, you know, just keep at it, guys. Keep at it. It's like some of them are about to walk away. And Jaren's like, no, come back, come back. Like, and he manages to convince a few. Some of them still drift over to Steve's training, or just back to the campfires where they can rest and be away from all this training stuff. But there's not much that he can do to make up for Casper's rage-inducing training. which is not a people pleaser.
The hospital's full.
Yeah, you might have some more injured soldiers before you actually get to fight.
And when they don't see it coming, you come up behind them and grab them by the neck and slam it. It's called an RKO out of nowhere. I will demonstrate on this walking past peasant man.
Roll me an athletics check.
Slippering out of nowhere.
This is when he nat 20s and kills the peasant.
He just kills them. They all get intimidated into coming back.
I'm clicking roll and it's not.
Normally they get up after this.
Oh, hang on.
Broken.
You just see Josiah pull one of the bodies away.
Okay, it's effective. The guy has got a very, very sore neck, and some people are very impressed, and they want to be taught how to do this.
I teach him RKO, Tombstone,
Not
619.
not helpful on the battlefield whatsoever, but
I think it is.
I feel like one of them could do a good frog leap off of somewhere.
okay.
Swanton bomb.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam splash or something.
All right, Toll, Feed. Anything you guys are doing? Obviously, Feed, you are Sir Steve's doing the training, but if there's anything else, obviously.
Well, for Damien, he's in the new persona. He's kind of just drifting around and interacting with some of the elves he knows. Mainly touching base and just seeing like how the army themselves are like feeling, and also kind of checking like what do y'all actually know about why you're here. So I feel like it's not a lot.
Yeah, we'll run that quick interaction with that as you approach one of the campfires. A guy like you recognise, you used to have done like guard duty with him, or you've met him a few times as he's done these like scouting runs on his horse. Like beckons you over. You know his name is Aeon. Ah,
Yeah.
Krieger, get over here.
Nice to see you lot are still alive.
Well, same can be said for you. I wondered where the hell you had been.
Some work here and there. Got dragged into this bunch. Decent enough cause and had the backing of Lord Philivandrew, so
They must do, hence why we're out here. And anyway, I didn't think anything would be able to take you away from the city. Especially after you return from last.
It was difficult to leave, I will say that. Coming back home after so long was a mix of emotion. Positive and negative, but also after a talk with Lord Philivandrew, I knew my work outside of the city wasn't complete yet.
Huh. Well, we each have a cause we fight for, so you are here, we are here, so our causes align.
Well, I'd hope so. I'm here on orders just like you.
How you feel about the battle ahead?
Well, honestly, not the greatest of chances, but as crazy as this group are, I do believe in their skills.
Oh. Well, let's hope they can make a difference. I've seen a lot of these peasants walking by, and I'm not sure they can do much.
Yeah, that's. I'm hoping to not bank too much on them. I mean, like I said, the group that I'm traveling with, they are very skilled, but leadership isn't the well, teaching isn't perhaps the greatest thing that um, they're skilled with. Probably perfectly timed as just a couple of peasants that walk by, completely injured from.
One guy lifting, one guy holding his shoulder that's been dislocated.
Where do you think you're going? Get back here!
My bloody shoulder's out of its socket, mate.
Come here, I'll take care of it.
What? You a medic?
No, but I'll give it a go.
No, I'm gonna go see the medic. Runs, holding his shoulder.
That is a dead man over there. He will not survive the battle, everyone.
No, he might not. He can't even lift his arm up at the moment. No, I can see they're not the best teachers. I mean, they have the right idea, but methods are a little bit.
Questionable.
Yes, questionable. Well, you are definitely sort strange company. I can say that, Krieger.
It's with the mission we have on hand, it's although they are unorthodox, they fit everyone's goals and visions align, and I do believe that they have what it takes to bring about real change if they can get their heads out of their asses from now and then. But that's a different thing entirely.
Oh, that sounds good, but I honestly can't see why fighting these wildlanders is going to, fight the darkness that is coming.
It is partially, it's not really about the Wildlanders. They are a step towards the proper fight.
So they are obstacle in the way, yes?
An obstacle. That's maybe a good way to put it.
Well, we will ride through them then, yes? Elven lances.
Like old times.
Rip through them. It's fine.
I must say, I am looking forward to seeing the Elven cavalry in action again. It's been some time since I've fought alongside, well, my own people.
It has been a long time since we fought alongside or in front of humans, so it is time we show up these human knights that think they are cavalry, eh?
Oh God, I am very much looking forward to you all showing up a particular night in our regiment.
Nah, we'll see. We'll show them how the real mounted cavalry do it.
It's not even fair. I have a broken arm. It's not fair. It's not a fair contest.
This will definitely be a fair contest. Everyone's on even grounds.
Yeah.
I'll fix it if you want.
It is fair because I'll literally be doing it with one arm fucking behind my back, so I'm on their level.
Hey, come over to me. I'll sort you out. Take a look at it.
Oh dear. Yeah, so unless there's anything else you'd like to ask Aeon and the rest of the guys around him, he offers you some wine and share food with him.
Yeah, I'm mostly just to like, more like morale, really, just like catching up, just like reconnecting with like old allies and companions and stuff. Doing the good thing of checking in on how everyone's feeling. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So if there's nothing anyone else would like to do in these 4 days, you get to the point where you're nearing, like the easterly, like keep of Longsleep Pass, the East Keep. And just when the road that you would think to follow it down, you take the more central path that goes towards the center of Longsleep Pass. And you ride for maybe another few hours, and then you kind of like crest a hill and you see a vast camp, tents all up everywhere. You see there's a mixture of kind of like most of the tents are like what the levies had been using, so kind of just simple tarp tents, almost just like covers for like bedrolls essentially. But then you see like towards the center of the camp, the tents get like bigger and bigger, and you would kind of think that in the center that's where the command is, that's where the knights are camping, and that's where the trained soldiers are. So you can see like the levies are on the outside, and as you get there, the knight captain that's been leading your group, he starts directing the levies to just start camping on the fringes to set up their bedrolls and their camps, and he then leads his knights that are still with him towards the center. And you guys are also directed to set up camp outside as well, because obviously there's not much room at the center of the camp for an entire mounted contingent of elves and all their horses. And I'm guessing you guys will be camping with your now mini army that you've got.
Don't want to brag.
No.
Right. Stephen, we should find the Knight General, should we not?
Right.
We've got a cold.
Yes, it suddenly came upon me.
There's one going about the camp. Make sure the men aren't pissing near the water supply again.
As always, there's always disease about campsites. We should find him as fast as we can. But kind of looks around the camp. I don't think it will be that hard to find him. He's probably at the center or on a hill overlooking the rest of the campsite.
When I said find, I meant introduce ourselves.
Yes, I know what you meant.
Right. Randall, Damien? You are Damien, aren't you? Or what is your name?
Damien, yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like 2 days ago, but who am I to keep track of such things? Have you got any plans, or do you want to accompany us?
No plans. I don't really make plans. I seem to just be dragged along with whatever y'all are doing. So
Well, I think I can.
we'll just that.
I can smell a boar cooking. Maybe if you could liberate that from whichever soldiers have it, bring it over here. I'm sure the men would appreciate that.
Yeah, steal an entire boar.
I've seen him do better. I've seen him do worse.
With my 10 strength.
We've
You might
left.
be able to sneak up. But
We've
you probably
left-
have to carry it off.
We've left this man
I can
alone
get there.
once, and he comes back
That's it.
with a legendary sword.
That is true.
I'm not an idiot. Put my faith in him.
Yeah, that is true.
Randall,
Yeah, but there's no one around that I want to kill. And if anything, these elves I want to protect. So
we'll get them a nice meal.
They're all dead. They're all gonna die in the battle.
Randall, you've been awfully quiet on this journey.
He definitely has been. He's been preaching the whole time.
I has been preaching the whole time. He's been slowly muttering underneath his new white
I've-
hood.
I've just kind of drowned out the chanting, so I just thought you haven't said anything for a while.
Well, I would be very interested to accompany you during your meeting with the Knight General. I think it's important we find out what type of man he is. We presume him to be an ally, but not someone we've met as of yet. We need to measure the man and figure out if he's going to help us or not. But I think I might be a bit reserved in my opinion, opposed to possibly offending him. So I'll happily accompany and see what we make of him.
Right, okay, I reckon we should put our best on, so Stephen, shape up. I smile as I put on my, like, sash thing. Stephen, I was joking! You've been wearing full armor all week. I've been walking around in, like, I don't know, I think I found this on a homeless man.
I
You
would
have
not
training
be
for this.
surprised.
Okay. I will go get changed. That was a joke. I will go get changed, and I will come back, and we'll go find the Knight General. Damien, will you come as well, or will you be finding some boar for us to eat?
I'm going to come along.
Oh, okay. We'll find some. Hopefully, the Knight General is kind enough to offer us something. Okay, I'll go change over here, and I'll just go get changed in the middle of our camp that's being set up.
Nice.
Just a naked Cascadian.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, I'll return back in my kind of nice kind of underclothes and my breastplate.
In just your underclothes.
Armoured up, but in a respectable manner.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Randall, you're not wearing your Black Arrow costume, are you?
It's a white arrow costume now. It's my after. I don't want to get my most recent one dirty, so I'm now changed into a nice clean white cloth outfit with a white hood.
Basically, you're wearing priest.
Second clan members.
I look very priestly at first glance, but the aesthetic and the style will mimic the Black Arrow hood.
I mean, not
And
quite.
I'll have somewhat of a scar.
Eye
Black
holes cut
Arrow-
out of the bed sheets.
Perhaps
Yeah,
we
instead
should,
of having like a face covering, I'm going to have almost like a shawl coming over the top as well. That's covering a lot of the neck.
perhaps we should bring
More like a poncho.
Brother Sven Brother Sven and the leader of the Elven Cavalry.
Yeah, I think you're right. As many important delegates as possible would be better for him to believe our story.
That's it.
Because I was thinking back on it as to what to tell him, but even to myself, it seems like a tall order. The story sounds made up, even saying it out loud.
Well, we can only hope
If I
that-
hadn't been through it, I wouldn't believe it.
We can only hope that he buys our story. It is the truth after all.
That at least we have going for us.
I have the letters that implicate people.
I have the letters from the brothers and my old captain from Hightower and from Lord Villavandrel as well, backing our claim.
Then we will let us make our journey. And I start heading out towards the centre of camp, if I am allowed by guards.
Yeah, no, no, it's an fairly open camp. So you're bringing Brother Sven and Captain Eleran with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. That wasn't a very convincing yes.
Yes.
And um, you bring them over. You walk through the camp, and as you get like closer to the center, you do get some strange looks. I mean, you're an odd group. Let's be honest.
You're
Like,
What do you mean?
like you're a very odd.
I don't like your tone.
What do you mean? I fit right in.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, but it's who you're surrounded by, Sir Steve.
What, a couple of priestly figures and an elf?
Yeah.
Or a couple of elves and a couple of priestly figures? It just looks
Well,
like
Brother Sven
pair of
doesn't.
embassy.
Brother Sven doesn't actually dress much like a priest. Like he's wearing traveling robes at the moment.
And a
He's got a
leather
staff,
jacket.
he's got a few like medallions, and he's got a book by his side as they're the kind of distinguishing features of him as a
Yeah.
man of faith.
Players gotta
Um,
play.
Yeah, you've got a Cascadian knight apparently.
Careful, Ben. Getting very close to the line here.
You've got two elves, one definitely a decorated captain, one a dubious individual.
Random. No, in soldier mode. We're in soldier mode right now.
Okay,
Damien,
yeah.
So
He is in soldier mode.
just
So
looks like probably looks more like a guard than anything. It's just like
someone who maybe looks like Captain Eleran's like bodyguard, standard bearer.
Equerry.
You've got then some guy dressed in white robes following
I
behind.
mean, it's better than walking through an army camp as the Black Arrow, the most wanted man in Green March.
With a big fat off displacer beast following him. Like,
Actually, to be fair, if that wasn't the giveaway that he's the Black Arrow, I don't know what is.
No one ever saw the Displacer Beast most of the time.
those who have seen the displacer scene have died. So, yeah,
No.
it's
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
yeah. So you like I said, you're a weird group of individuals. I mean, when put together, you're a weird group of individuals. So you get some weird looks, especially from the knights as you're like approaching the command tent. You're like, people are like, who are these guys? Why do they think they can approach General Abard?
I'll whisper to Stephen, look, no undermining each other when we go in here.
I out of character, I do like he has to specify that because 100% we would. In character, I find myself agreeing with you. Just don't say anything too outrageous.
Outrageous. I'm here to bring a general on side. I think I know what I'm doing.
this is going to be smooth.
My thoughts were the exact opposite.
You, as you approach, you are stopped by like the sergeant in charge of the guard of this tent. Like there's like a ring of guards that are kind of like it's got like little defenses up. They've put like sandbags up essentially, and that's sort of palisades, and then the gaps in between the palisades they're all guarded. You approach the one that's the most direct to you, and you're stopped. What business do you want here?
We come for a meeting with the commander of this camp. We've come from the south to aid in his battle in the wildlands.
Name?
My name is Sir Casper Zerkov. I have Sir Stephen Oakwood with me. There's Captain Eleran and his cavalry. And Brother Sven, we also have Randall Wilder and our aide.
Yeah,
Randall
good. I
Wilder.
was going to say don't introduce me. So that's good.
You could always introduce Randall as Squire Wilder if you wanted.
He's not a squire. He serves in a capacity which is special to us.
I mean, he's officially a squire, according to the Emerald Order.
He is officious.
No, I'm a lieutenant.
Are you now?
I'm Lataran's lieutenant.
Oh
Okay.
god.
Maybe don't say that.
No.
Get these insane people out of my camp.
Burn him at the stake.
He sends a runner inside, and a couple of minutes later comes out. He leans in and listens. All right, you lot with me.
I'm easy on in.
This is when we walk in or immediately get arrested. This is...
Funny you should say that.
Oh god, meaty hands.
I swear, if I walk in here and I see Lord Adamar, I'm going to be so pissed.
It's alright, I've been practicing RKOs all afternoon.
No, as you walk in, there's a group of like 4 men around like a table with a map on it. The map gets folded over as you come in, and they all turn around, and he looks at the guard. This is the one? He nods. Which one of you is Sir Stephen Oakwood?
That prick.
You slimy bastard. Like, I just see Ollie clinking in the background.
Hear what I said.
Sir Steve will step forward. That would be me.
Very well. I appreciate that you have brought aid to my army, but the law is the law. I received word that an arrest warrant was out for you. You're a knight of the order, yes?
He nods, that I am.
And you are of Heartshire, yes?
I am.
Under the command of Knight General Tidor?
No longer.
Well, that might be the issue. You'll submit yourself to trial.
About that.
No,
I
there is no...
will.
You will submit yourself to trial, and there is no buts. There is no about that. You submit yourself to trial. Or you go straight to the executioner's block.
And who will judge my trial, Knight General?
I will.
Always
Myself and my knight commanders, that is.
Ooh, they could be cult members.
Oh. I'll give you a good character witness.
I won't.
I think Damien will be the lawyer.
I'm gonna take my sword, the sheath off of my belt.
Put it through his face.
I'll take the whole sheath off and I'll lay it down on like the end of the table. I will of course submit myself to your trial, General, but there is matters our group does need to discuss with you.
They can wait. They can discuss it after your trial. Whether you live or die.
If that is the case, that is the case. He turns to Casper and hands him his pack. The letters you need are in here, Casper. If I do die, at least you have them.
Don't worry, I understand what to do. I don't believe it will come to that, though.
Nor do I, but there's always the chance. I know what I've done.
He gestures for a guard to take your sword from the table, and the guard just comes in, collects it, and stands back. Very well. You stand accused of treason against the Emerald Order, and therefore against the Marquis of Green March. Your accusatory is accuser is Knight General Tidor. Do you have any defense?
It was not I that was treasonous, Knight General. It was Tidor himself. I simply did what I thought was right.
He holds up a hand. I did not ask for any accusations yet. I asked for your defense. And whether you have any defense yourself. Very well. You have accusations yourself. The accusations of treason are also of heresy as well. Possession of dark artifacts and refusal to give them up to the Knight General himself. Riding off from Bastion and going rogue. Now, for a moment, I will allow you to make a statement, but before that, I will allow any witnesses to the actions to speak forth. I have letters from Knight General Tidor and witnesses of his here, so any counter to those arguments I will hear now.
Could we hear what these arguments are first, my lord?
Well, I have witness here that you were given orders to slay a man who took a certain dark artifact, and instead you chose to ride with the man and allow him to escape with the book and assist him with escaping with a dark book, evil book. The second witness is that you partook in the attempted assassination of Knight General Tidor himself, where an ally of his was struck by an arrow.
We don't know how to use bows.
Who even seen? Both the people who see me there died.
I mean,
And
there
the-
was a whole camp chased. There was a whole camp who chased me.
And the third is the accusation that you yourself attempted to raid and pillage a monastery on in the Hertfordshire Shire. These are the accusations.
Which monastery was this?
And he looks at the letter. It is not specified, but it says it is to the north of Tadsgrove.
This wouldn't be the Sunhill Monastery, would it?
Second son.
I wouldn't know. It does not say. All I know is it states here, monastery north of Tadsgrove.
Well, if I may, my lord. Brother Sven, which monasteries do you know in that area?
I know my own.
Would you say you was attacked by Sir Stephen Oakwood?
No, definitely not. Sir Stephen Oakwood, he helped me. He defended us. We were being attacked by bandits and mercenaries, and Sir Steve rode to our aid, along with these that you see here. Apart from the elves, they weren't there yet. No.
My lord, may I introduce Brother Sven of the Second Sons, a well-respected member of their order.
Hello.
I also have in my... He also has brought us blessed items from their new cardinal. Or bishop, apologies.
Yes, bishop, not cardinal. When part of the church.
A person who I would count among our personal friends.
And he nods. Very well. So maybe matters were confused. And he puts that letter aside. However, there stands the other two accusations.
Brother Sven, would your monastery associate themselves an order dedicated to protecting the world from evil artifacts? Would they ever associate with heretics that use these items for evil?
Oh, definitely not knowingly.
And Brother Sven, would you say Stephen Oakwood has taken interests in dark artifacts? Would you say you've ever seen him use one, or be anywhere near one?
No, he does not seem the scholarly type.
Well, that seems strange. I don't know why someone would accuse Sir Stephen of being of heresy then. Is there any specifics in this letter, my lord?
No, it specifies the obviously the stealing of an artifact and uh, dark dark gods, so I believe probably Judicia. And I mean, it mentions a cult here, but I've not heard wind of any cults around. So,
Well, if you may, I believe you want to save discussion of the cult to a second court case after this one, but it is relevant to this one.
there is a second court case after this.
Well, you stopped Sir Stephen of accusing of the Knight General Theodore, didn't you?
Touche.
It is quite permanent to this case, actually, and I believe the decision on that may affect the outcome of this one.
He nods. Allow me to confer with my commanders. And they lean in and whisper up to each other. He nods. We've taken words of...
Can I, when they go and confer, wonderful thing about observant is reading someone's mouth, lip reading and such.
Okay. Yeah, it's difficult when they huddle together and lean into each other. But I will allow a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Whisper, 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 whisper.
It's a 19.
Okay, yeah, you pick up some of their conversation. They're just discussing the words of Brother Sven, and they all seem to trust the words of a man of faith. However, they do not know of this Sunhill Monastery, which you guys will know that the Second Sons aren't a well-known order. They tend to keep secret for reasons. So they don't know about this Sunhill Monastery, but they trust the words of a man of faith. So when they turn back around, obviously it's no surprise to you, Krieger, when they say, Knight General Earbard leans forward. We take the words of this Brother Sven, and we trust them. Your defense has started well, Sir Steve.
I'd lean into Sir. I got this in the bag.
Do you have any other defense
Okay.
for
What
Brother
are the
Sven?
other? What are the other accusations?
Brothers, obviously, Brother Sven has discounted the fact that you attacked the monastery, but though his words that you are not invested in heresy and have not aided those involved in heresy, nor has he discounted the fact that you attempted an assassination of Knight General Tidor himself. So,
May I interject and aid that case?
The defense calls Randall Wilder to the floor, if it please, my lord.
I'm dead. I've done it.
what qualifies
General Mac.
what qualifies
My
Mr.
name
Wilder
is.
to speak?
He's a long-term companion of Sir Stephen Oakwood, and would have accompanied him on many of these apparent crimes
You can speak, Mr. Wilder.
Thank you for your permission to speak. I understand that I am no man of renown, nor am I going to be recognized by yourselves. I understand how that may affect your decision. But I assure you what I'm going to say is going to be as honest as I can, and will speak only on behalf of Sir Steve and tell the accounts that we know of. You accused our friend Sir Steve of attempting the assassination of General Theodore and his friend, where many people along Green March are quite renowned and known. And it was actually this so-called vigilante, the Black Arrow, who was involved. Recently seen at the Clearview, possibly attempting the same thing on people at party there. This sole individual, Black Arrow, is a pure vigilante roaming the lands of his own agenda of his own accord. He has no allegiance to Sir Steve, and probably doesn't even count this man as a friend or even know him. The Black Arrow is just a person acting by himself, and Sir Steve had nothing to do with it.
Roll me a deception check.
Sorry, Feed.
You're lying massively through your teeth there.
Feed, he was so confident when
that?
he came to me. I trusted him.
It's
Oh, that's the
These
best I
days-
had.
Okay. One of the Knight Commanders
you should
leads.
have told me. You should. You should have told
I've
given
got-
me a
if you
speech
want,
and then
I'll
I
go
could
on.
have delivered it.
It's mainly just essentially dropping the Black Arrow and goes, oh, surely you've heard of this Black Arrow vigilante. It was him who's trying to go around dating high profile.
Damien,
Um,
what's the
Not a
story
man of
like?
honor, not a man of the Emerald Order.
One of the Knight Commanders leans in. Gun.
I just want to be, just, basically just reading the reactions of, just reading the reactions of them all, and sort of seeing if like the Black Arrow does trigger anything for anyone, or like any sort of visible response or reaction.
I mean, there's
of, like,
raised eyebrows.
recognition and such.
There's raised eyebrows, and there's one that like starts rifling through some letters, and like finds a couple, and then leans in and like whispers into like General Abard's ear. We have heard of this Black Arrow and the assassinations he has taken out. We also heard of his presence in this Clearview. However, we also were told that you yourself was there, Sir Steve.
I was in Clearview. You are correct.
At the same time, Knight General Tidor was there, correct?
Yes, I briefly spoke to the man.
Were threats made in this discussion?
Shakes his head. I made no such threats to Sir Tito that night.
And you have no connection to this Black Arrow whatsoever?
Oh my god.
He is no friend of mine.
I've lost the case, he can't lie.
He is no friend of mine.
Look, perjury's nothing if you're going to get executed.
Thing is,
The Black Arrow is dead.
Look.
I decided very long ago that Sir Steve could not lie.
So Steve, I've got the Black Arrow as a star witness. He's going to come in at the end and blow the case wider.
Go on, then just run away.
Through our entire army camp.
How?
Oh, I've done it once.
How did he phrase the question again?
Oh.
Do you have any association with the Black Arrow?
I do know of the Black Arrow. Yes,
Have
he
you-
was there that night in Clearview. I seen him atop the rooftop.
Have you ever worked alongside him?
Thinks. once.
To
But
do
not
what?
to assassinate anybody, of course.
And what did your actions with the Black Arrow entail?
The defense of a monastery.
Ah, the Black Arrow helped with the defense of the monster, did he?
Nods.
So he's not just an assassin, as the reports say.
You always know how stories get twisted, Knight General.
Well, from what I hear, the Black Arrow takes any opportunity to find a high-profile member of society. Perhaps
As
if
you
General
see.
Theodore was there, he probably took his chance if he could.
My lord, I believe we're getting hung up on the motives of a vigilante and not the innocence of our good friend, Sir Stephen Oakwood.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yes.
I cannot defend the actions of the Black Arrow. He is a vile criminal who deserves justice to be brought to him
The Black Arrow is not
at
on trial
utmost
here.
haste.
It is Sir Stephen.
Sir Casper here speaks the truth. The Black Arrow is not the one on trial here, Sir Steve. It is you. And it is you that stands accused of the assassination attempt.
I can honestly say, Knight General, I did not attempt to assassinate anybody. I would not lower myself to assassination. If I was to kill the Knight General Tidor, I would challenge him to a fight. An honorable death for an honorable Knight General. Well, he kind of thinks about that. Maybe honorable is not the description for him, but still.
He holds up a hand.
Heretic.
I will not hear accusations yet.
I apologize.
They confer again. Damien, you lip read again, and this time they're not 100% sold, because there's not really any clear evidence that he wasn't part of this assassination attempt, apart from his word and the word of his friend. So
As they confer, can I quickly, like, silently talk to someone nearby? Because I don't think Damien Krieger has, like, standing to actually say anything, so it's more me passing on information.
Yes.
I mean, you could
Um,
confer with the people in your little group. So the only
Huddle,
person
huddle, huddle.
the only person you can't whisper to is Sir Steve, who is like standing in the middle of the room.
Yeah. Um,
Good talk.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm
We'll
mainly
get
just
him,
thinking.
we'll
yeah,
get him with that one.
This is an awkward huddle.
You've blown this case wide open, Damien.
Well, no, for me, it's more like, yeah. Again, it's I have less things about like trying to prove his innocence and more things of like proving.
I know a
like
way in
General
which we
T
can prove
was-
Black Arrow.
Well, let's leave
I
the
know
Black
a way
Arrow.
in-
The Black Arrow is just confused. You're like a wild card. We don't
No.
need a wild card.
I know how we can prove the Black Arrow is not affiliated with Sir Steve. The Black Arrow will appear and try to kill him. Fuck off.
Okay,
If I shoot him,
you do that, I'll win the court case.
How are you going to get out of the room right now?
Let-
oh no, this is later. So this is later. Like if it all goes pit Pete Tong, I won't
After
let
he's
his head
been
get chopped off.
executed.
Okay,
I'm gonna mercy kill him just before his head gets chopped off, and he can hold his honour.
my lord, if I may, the only accusation here is coming from the Knight General.
You
That's-
are correct, and witnesses.
And as I said, we have a argument against this, which we cannot present in this court case, as you have requested us not to. But it is an important point. So we are taking his word, which, as a Knight General, is held in quite high esteem. I would look to break that down later, but I cannot at the moment. Can I offer this letter here from the Elven Lord that supports Sir Stephen Oakwood fully, and I would carry his reputation on equal footing of that of a Knight General. And I present the Elven Lord's letter.
Lord Villavandrel.
Lord Veladandrel from not Clergy, from the other place.
Billibobo. Lord Billibobo.
This lord has this lord has met Sir Stephen and backed him fully to the point that he has sent a contingent of his own cavalry here to aid in the mission that Sir Stephen is on.
And Captain Eleran speaks up. I can attest that is why we are here. And he reaches out a hand for you to hand him the letter.
I pass it to him. I'm the champion as well of that place.
He reads it over, hands it along to his commanders, and then, very well, we will take this into account. Now, the final accusation, probably the worst of all, heresy.
Ooh, tough one. He is a bit of a heretic.
Now, obviously, we've heard from Brother Sven, who attests that he has not seen any of your heresy. But that does not mean that it does not exist. For we know heretics can hide in plain sight. And to the ears of those in this room, we do know that heretics do exist in the Emerald Order, albeit we do try to hide it and keep it quiet.
He nods.
Could-
Now, that never leave this room.
You have my promise.
And he looks
We all
around.
nod. We all nod. Of course, Sir Knight General.
Now, General, could we have specifics on this accusation? Because it's very general.
The accusation includes the theft and reading of a book that details Judicia's reign and possible resurrection, the involvement in a cult that is intent on her resurrection. And it even claims that that is why you are heading this way.
Tough one. Yeah. You fucked
He's
Sir
proper
Steve.
Uno. He's Uno reversed us, mate.
I really love that Tito is that conniving that he just was like, what are they going to accuse me of? Accuse that cunt of it.
Yeah, it's just Uno reversed it.
It's the best accusation.
It's pretty,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
I can honestly attest to not being a heretic. I can confirm the only dealings I have ever had with this cult mentioned is the demise of its members. I've been working against this cult for months at this point. I cannot accuse anyone else right now of being members, as you have said. Accusations can come later. So I cannot use that in my defense. However, Kaz thinks any reports you got from Clearview that aren't entirely biased against me should have stated I was spotted there with others killing a demon that was hacking down individuals that were fleeing from Count Stedden's party. Me, a man named Fionn, and the giant orc Corn slew a demon. Those don't sound like the actions of, well, a heretic, does it?
He slowly nods. We have received these reports as well. Speak of the demon and those fighting it. We have also received reports of a demon passing through a town, Wood Lodge, to the south of here.
That is accurate.
And they place a Sir Casper and a Sir Steve
Oh shit.
at the scene. Who also dealt with a monster problem. Now, I'll take your words, Sir Steve. I do not know you. I do not know your character and what type of man you are. Whether you're a man who would lie, save his own skin, make false accusations. I'll take some character witnesses now. From those we have not heard from. And he points to Elf. And he points to Sir Casper.
I hate him. I want him to hate him.
Thrown into the fucking deep end.
Well,
Who's first?
whichever one you speak first.
Go, Casper,
Okay.
you've known him longer.
I will step forward. My lord, you may tell that I'm biased towards Sir Stephen by the way I have already defended him. He first came into my company as we headed to defend the monks of the Second Sons. He acted valiantly during that and attempted to take out a banded lord in single-handed combat by himself while surrounded by bandits on all sides. It was an act of pure bravery and self-sacrifice that would have shattered the force had he won the duel. Since then, he has travelled with me all over the country until we've got here. Being a foreigner to this land, I have different customs. And as annoying as he may be, he has always been the moral compass that tried to pull us back north. While his actions have hindered us sometimes, he has always done it with righteous feeling behind them, sometimes to my own anger. Interlace. If you give him the chance, I'm sure he will prove not only is he innocent, but in the follow-up case, all these accusations are just a cunning way of distracting from the true evil. And I ask you, in my closing statement, what kind of heretic rides north to your aid, bringing armies from all over the country and supplies, allies from all walks of life? Either a stupid one, or one that's not a heretic at all.
You see a few nods. And he looks to you. Elf.
As I have yet to introduce myself, Damien Krieger of Dolomathena, former guard of Lord Philavandrel and infantryman within the army of Whitewater. After discovering the cultist movements and the potential for heresy, Lord Philavandrel asked me to aid and assist Sir Stephen and this group. As I have observed and been with this group over the past few months, Sir Stephen is annoyingly honest and honorable. Much like Sir Casper has said, there are many times where conflict has arisen within the group about how best to approach and handle things. This is mainly down to Sir Stephen not wanting to fight fire with fire and fight darkness with darkness. He would prefer us to walk a path of light, and accomplish things honorably, nobly. Much to the there's been many conflicts arisen due to this, but he of the group is the most noble, and as Sir Casper has said, is the moral compass, if you will, of the group. I for one can attest that these accusations are more than false.
He nods. Thank you for your words. No. So, Steve, who did you train under?
That would be Captain Bernard of Hightower.
Kind of like, lets out a little snigger. If there was any a man who was about as far from being a heretic and scheming as there ever could be, is that man. Now, hearing the words you have said, the letter from Phil of Andrew, I cannot see any reason to believe these accusations. Now, you say that these accusations are false and that you would like to make accusations of your own. I will hear those now.
It's one of those really big scrolls that just rolls along the floor.
I kind of like look over to Casper, like, would you mind passing me those letters from my pack? There's one from Captain Bernard in there, and the second sons. They would be beneficial to this conversation.
And I've got all the other letters about like the cult members calling each other by letters, and the one that's clearly general.
I would also like to give up, as I feel like it's going to be it's good both for evidence, but also as these guys are planning a battle and a war, they probably really appreciate it. All of the maps from Lady Alwyn, detailing the movements of their forces with moving through Durkenshire. They have the Wildland Warriors mercenaries on payroll, along with Knight General Tidor's Emerald Order goons.
Oh my god!
It's our star witness!
I didn't even know he had those.
I didn't either!
It's when
Mike dropped that.
It's when Tolkien played for a month and a half. He went off spying and he made some pretty damn good rolls.
This has gone so well that I'm going to pull out the heresy book.
Oh
no!
Just to counteract it a little.
Gone so well.
When I wanted to have that little like side group chat, this is what I was gonna bring up, but I was like, it's the whole like non-accusatory thing. But I was like, I have this just in my back pocket.
You've blown this case wide open.
Like, letters get thrown on his desk, maps.
And another thing!
He's like, he like looks it down.
You've activated my trap card.
I'm just gonna be stood there with my hands behind my back like this, just like
I played
looking at all the piles of stuff and looking back up at him.
I played Pot of Greed. That allows me to draw 2 additional bits of evidence. You'll never see this one coming. I play Pot of Greed.
He holds up like a finger. I'm going to need a minute.
And another thing, I just think he's a bit of a prick.
He like reads through the letters. He looks over the maps, and he holds up the map. Like while he's reading through, he holds up the cult letters. He goes, "Where did you get these?"
They're from Bastion. And
Okay.
we collected them at Whitewater too, I think. And I've developed this Green March accent.
And then, like a few minutes later, he holds up the map. Where did you get these?
Lady Elwyn's estate in Riverton.
She's been a
And he,
suspect
like,
of ours.
like, he raises an eyebrow and he's just like, "How did you get these?"
I was a former, I guess the appropriate word would be kidnapped slave.
That's not the word.
Words.
Employee?
Indentured servant.
There you go. Former sir.
It's another thing entirely.
My lord, she has been a key suspect of this cult since quite early on. We witnessed her kill her husband.
It is true, I can also attest to that.
And we have seen her use powers foul to kill her husband and disappear. And she is one of the ringleaders that is conducting the rituals. And the ritual
Not even acting at the whole like mention of magic. Damien visibly like shudders. It's just like, ugh.
He
You
kind of
make
like
nice.
he nods and no, Lady Elwyn is surprising. She was always a pleasant lady to deal with. General Tidor, on the other hand, he was always a bastard.
And not
Which is
right.
why I'm very glad to be able to see. And he beckons for his like scribe for a letter, parchment, and a quill.
Stamp. I hope he's got a big
and-
stamp that's like
It's a ring.
And he's like, "Get a rider for me." And he starts writing. And then he stamps it, seals it.
Can I lick the envelope?
And when the rider comes in, the messenger goes, "You boy, you are going to ride to the Marquise. You are going to ride with all haste. You're going to inform the Marquise. You're going to deliver this letter to the Marquise and this letter to the Verdant Sheriff. Knight General Tidor stands accused of highest treason and heresy. He is to be stripped of rank, lands, and he is to be named traitor of the realm."
High fives all around.
Yeah,
If I
and he
may
goes,
be so bold to interrupt, Knight General, I would suggest sending 2 riders with 2 separate messages in case one is intercepted on the way. You can't be too careful with this group we're dealing with.
They have infiltrated every part of society. We had to shut down an entire smuggling network run by Potter's couriers. You may have heard of them.
everyone's heard of the Curious. He nods. I can barely spare the messengers. We need them for the fight. But this is important. And he pens another 2 letters, and stamps them. And he calls for another messenger. Take different roads. Do not stop for anything apart from change horses at outposts. Tell no one of why you are running and why you are taking these messages. No one is to see them apart from their recipients. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they go. Now,
Before they leave, can I just quickly roll an insight check on the 2 messengers just to make sure that they're like not dodgy?
yeah, you can check for the cult.
I'm paranoid as fuck.
Probably going to see if they're like loyal.
Yeah,
Good piece.
it's mainly just checking their loyalty towards the Knight General.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Just like a
I mean,
yeah.
you can roll an insight, but I mean, there's not much you'll be able to like
yeah.
glean. You can
Yeah,
roll it.
I'm just like I feel like I'm just passively like inciting the shit out of everyone we walk past.
I mean, as far as you can tell, these guys are very young. Like they're too young to fight on the front lines, and they're messenger boys, and they're not
Yep.
linked with Potter's posts. Like they are general, like they are Emerald Order messenger boys, and they are of General Eobard's staff. So yeah, and you didn't see any messenger boys at the cult meetup. So as far as you know.
They're in
All right, I want to kill them.
They're on the island.
He Night General Eobard turns to you guys and so now that's out the way. You said you brought me an elven army. How many?
I look at the captain.
We have 50 mounted cavalry. Elven cavalry, of course. And he nods. Good. I don't have too many cavalry, so we can run a fine little pincer movement. That's good. What skills do you lot have? Are you willing to fight?
I'm more of a lawyer myself. I laugh, I joke.
Eobard just looks at you deadpan, like...
Sir Steve rolls his eyes.
My apologies, my lord. I just thought I could lighten the mood a little. I am Sir Casper Zerkov. I'm pretty handy on foot combat. You can put me with the men-at-arms.
Well, and one of his commanders notes that down. You, Wilder?
Well, I am more than just a mere wanderer. I do not know how to fight amongst a big army. Myself personally, I've always favoured myself in infiltration. I do not feel the need to fight numbers on numbers. I only ever feel the need to take down the one man, the head of the top. If there's a leader to this wildling army, point him out and I'll find a way.
Okay, that's not much good for me. What skills do you have other than infiltration? Infiltration is not much use in a war.
Skill with a bow and a spear.
Good, you'll be with the archers. You said you're an infantryman, yes? Elf?
I am, but I can do close range, but I do prefer to use a bow as well.
Very well, you're with the archers. So, Steve?
Trained Emerald Order heavy cavalry. So.
Well, to make sure that... Would you like to ride with your Emerald Order? Or would you like to ride with the knights, the elven cavalry that have ridden with you?
Now, that's the real question. That's put me on the spot. Like, there's the part of them that would really want to ride with the Emerald Order, but there's the other part that's like, yeah, but the elves have come to...
You've got to stay loyal.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but loyal is the Emerald Order. That's the problem.
Who are you staying loyal to?
What banner does Squire Tommy fly behind you?
That's true. That's true.
No.
I shall ride with the elves.
Okay, makes communication easier. Good.
Yes.
All right. Now, I'll send word of our battle plans for you. If you got any more things to say about your talents or skills or what you can offer me, send word. I'm waiting for the My scouts say that they have crossed the river. The ideal is, and he like points on the map and he rolls out the map actually and points to a hill that is like between Longsleep Pass and the river where they're expected to cross. We'll meet them here. We'll have the high ground. They'll have to ride up to us. But they're wildlanders. They don't give a shit about that. So we hit them hard, we hit them fast. Archers, we'll hit them while they're running up the hill. Hopefully take most of them down. And then cavalry. Hopefully most of you will be hidden. And then, when the time comes, we'll hit them from both sides. I have sent word. Hopefully Lyndon will send reinforcements. Count Adamar passed through here not too long ago. Send him with word. Hopefully they'll come. But time scale, I'm not sure.
There is another small matter we should discuss with you, General.
Any more heretics you want to point out?
Think about it.
Wait, I've
Not
got a bad
quite.
book in my pocket.
Yes, actually, I believe Count Stedden as well. Did we mention him? Kind of looks back at the others. I don't think he was mentioned in the letters, was he?
Count Stedden, the richest man in the land.
The cult meeting that was mentioned before in Clearview happened beneath his manor.
Yes, it's pretty damning evidence if you could get someone to search it.
Size. That's harder than denouncing a Knight General, I'm afraid.
Yes. But that wasn't the matter I meant to discuss.
Another?
No. We are heading north to head off the cult, so to speak. But we believe they will bring armed forces with them. We could greatly use your aid in stopping them, because if they reach the place they want to, they are planning to bring back a demon.
He kind of puts his head in his hands.
That's how I felt when I first found out about this Knight General. I did the exact same thing.
He just looks up and goes, I can't spare much. I can't just send an entire army off into Frontier and Bankshire and God knows where. That's one crossing Shire boundaries. Now, I can do that to defend Bankshire, but to then send an army marching through to this place that you speak of, I can't do it. I might be able to send some knights, but I mean, the levies need to go home, they need to go till the fields, and it's, we win this battle first. That is what matters.
You know, of course, sir.
You are of rank, just knight, correct? Of the Order. We win this battle, I'll promote you to knight captain. You can have your own squires and knights follow you to this demon resurrection side, wherever you're going.
Then
Go.
it shall be an honor to win this battle for you, Knight General.
Now, if you get the idea that you're going to win it for me, you're definitely going to die.
He just gives them a grin. Of course.
Last thing I need is more jumped up knights thinking of glory.
It is. And he'll salute him and take his leave.
Now, you guys, plan with your elven cavalry. Decide what you're going to do. Archers, the rest of the archers are camped to the north. Feel free to go meet the commander in charge of those. And Sir Casper,
Yes, my lord.
this is Commander Jaren, and he's in charge of the men-at-arms. You'll be under him. He nods to you. He's a grizzled old vet. He's got like a scar deep from his like forehead down to his jaw. He just nods to you.
Commander Jaren, you have my hammer and sword.
Good. Now, get out of the command tent, rest up, eat. We'll likely fight tomorrow.
I put my arm round Sir Stephen as we walk out. Yeah, that was a squeaky bum time, wasn't it?
He looks at you confused. I'm not sure I understand the phrase, Casper, but I think I understand via context. It did go rather well, yes.
I'm not used to things going well for us.
Oh,
Yes, it makes me feel like the battle tomorrow is going to go quite badly. With good luck comes bad, and, well... Although things have been going quite badly for us, perhaps some good luck is due. I meant to say, though... Kind of looks at Casper and, Damien. Did you both mean what you said it?
That you're annoying? Yes.
yeah, but no, but I wish I didn't offend you.
He looks at both of them. That is what I thought. Yes, of course.
Oh, look, there's the block they were going to chop your head off on. We can give it a go if you want.
You were saving this all up for once we left the tent, weren't you?
Yeah, I was going to offer to do it.
I was going to draw it.
Well, it is not above my honor to do so. He looks to each of you. I must thank each of you. Randall, Damien, Sir Casper.
It's
Oh
Sir,
shit, he said it.
it's Sir Casper Zerkov Esquire now.
You're really pushing it.
I
There's
think
no way you can win.
I think I earned my my barrister status.
But I thank you all for
Step by step.
stallion words in my defense. I'm afraid without you, things might not have gone in my favor. Oh, and of course, thanks to you too, Brother Sven.
No worries. It was quite exciting in there.
Anytime.
Just my life on
Is
the
he
line.
gonna die? Is he not gonna die? It was a great game.
Go have fun, Brother Sven was.
I'm sure you'll make it up to us somehow, Sir Stephen.
Thinks about all those times he saved your life.
I don't think you have. I don't
Selective memory.
Let's hear about all these times. And then let's remember about the times when you run into the middle of a group of enemies and then Sir Casper had to leave cavalry charges, even though he's not a cavalry commander, to save the apparent cavalry commander who got all his cavalry killed.
He's not well, he didn't have any cavalry because they all went in two different ways.
And died.
That's why we've left them with the elves these times.
Elves are expendable.
Elves are expendable. No matter if they die, leave them with him.
I will, of course.
Elves are pretty good warriors.
That is yet to be seen.
Yeah.
True, you
'Cause
haven't seen it firsthand.
I'm pretty sure Damien is also an elf warrior. Used to be a guardsman, like the bodyguard of Lord Philavandrel.
Not the bodyguard.
One of many. One of many. One of
Well,
many
guard.
guards.
He was just a guard in the like
Guard.
Yeah.
not the guard.
He was a guard in the Royal Guard. I don't know. I mean, if he falls off his horse wrong, he'll just die. If he jumps into a lake wrong, he'll just break his neck.
Yeah. All right.
That would be funny.
Yeah, that's where we'll end tonight's session. Like, basically, next session is likely the battle,
Oh, the battle.
which I really need to think about how I'm going to run a battle with you guys, all in different places, pretty much, like you always are, always splitting off and going different ways.
Oh, sorry, I'll go with the archers then.
Just let us do like army
We'll
rolls.
just all go
Yeah.
the front line, shall we? Let's just all go right at the front.
I'll just
fairness,
Let's take on the whole army.
I'll go with
four
the
of us.
archers.
Okay, so
I'll go with the cavalry.
has someone got Warhammer on Tabletop Simulator? We can we can run that next session and.
Everyone's dead.
that would
Right.
be cool.
We'll catch you next time. Seems like it's gonna be exciting. Probably not gonna work. Bye.
No.